Okay, guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Craig. Welcome to Honor Everything, where I discuss everything from comics, TV shows, movies, and here is another one of my monthly watches. This is one of my favorite videos to do because I absolutely love discussing all my new watches, my re-watches, what TV shows I'm currently watching. And I'm not really being into TV, but I am trying to dive into more TV shows. So I'm going to get the TV shows out of the way. Now, I just started binge watching Living Single. I actually just finished the first season, and I'm excited to see where the rest of the show is headed towards after that phenomenal season finale. So Living Single has been a joyride, and I've had so much fun watching the OG friends. Yes, the OG friends. And it's I there's not a dull moment in the show at all. I absolutely love it, so I can't wait to keep watching. The next TV show I watched was God, Genie in Georgia, which yeah, I'm late when it comes to watching that. I watched the first like 3 episodes at the beginning of last month, and then I put it off for like a week because I just got distracted with other stuff, and then I finished the rest of the season, rest of season 3, and I don't like how they treated Max at all. I mean, they were very dickish to her. I don't like how they're turning Georgia. I don't like how they're turning Jeannie into a mini version of Georgia. I mean, she grew up pretty much despising her mother, and now it seems like how the show is headed, that she's slowly turning into her, which I really hope that doesn't happen because she was so insufferable during the first season of the show. Excuse me. And I really hope they do do something else in the next season and just make her likable, continue to make her likable, because the way she treated the way everybody treated Max, including her at the last episode, I absolutely hated. What's going on with Marcus, it's freaking devastating. I don't know if her brother, if Jeannie's brother is going to forgive him for Austin. If Austin's going to forgive Jeannie for making him lie on the stand to get Georgia, you know, to keep Georgia from being sentenced to a lifetime in prison. I'm curious to what's going to happen between that. But other than that, I mean, I'd say season 2 has probably been my favorite thus far. I just really hope that they they do something different in season 4 and don't make Jeannie how she was in season 1, and just hopefully we can get a wrap up to what's going on with Marcus and Max actually being treated right. So that's it for the TV series that I watched. So starting off with the films, starting off with Locked. I watched this. This is on Hulu, I believe. It's starring Bill Skarsgård and Dave and ah God and Anthony Hopkins. And the plot is, when Eddie breaks into a luxury SUV, he steps into a deadly trap set by William, a self-proclaimed vigilante, delivering his own brand of twisted justice. With no means of escape, Eddie must fight to survive in a ride where escape is an illusion, survival is a nightmare, and justice shifts into high gear. Now, I just watched this because, well, I like Bill Skarsgård, and plus I was kind of looking for new stuff to watch, and I was highly entertained by this. I actually enjoyed it. I give it 4 stars on letterboxd, and I really like the tension and the suspense of this whole film. I mean, having a majority of this film take place inside this SUV where Bill Skarsgård's character, he feels kind of like a mouse in a mouse trap, and Anthony Hopkins' character, he's just very excellent at playing mind games with Bill Skarsgård. The only thing that is that kind of throws me off with this movie is the bad CGI green screen effect stuff. But other than that, it's a pretty dope watch. I would definitely go back and rewatch it. I was thoroughly entertained by Locked, and I think you guys should check it out. If you like Bill Skarsgård, if you like Anthony Hopkins, you'll get a kick out of this. The next film I watched was The Bad Guys 2, and I took my niece and nephew to see this. I actually did a double feature this day. I did a rewatch of Superman with them and also The Bad Guys 2. And I need to rewatch The Bad Guys 1 just to see if my opinion on the film stays the same, but I prefer this one over the previous Bad Guys film. Now, the animation is I DreamWorks animation is top notch. I absolutely love it. There are a couple of scenes in this film. I mean, couple of there's a twist in this film that involved a certain character. I kind of had a sneaky suspicion that I don't want to spoil it for anyone who has not seen The Bad Guys 2, but there's a there's a plot twist involving a character that I kind of had a feeling about, but it didn't deter me from not liking the film. There were actually some pretty good surprises involving some of the characters and the plot itself, but I really enjoyed this and I'm going to rewatch it. I can't wait for it. Excuse me. And if you guys hear that, I'm sorry. I live near the train tracks and I can't even control when they come by or not. But the Bad Guys 2 was dope as hell, and I gave it 4 stars on letterboxd. Next, I watched Drop, and I saw this on, what is it, Peacock? Yes, Peacock. And this woman goes on a date with this guy, and she's being held hostage by some mystery assailant on the phone saying that she'll that he'll kill her son and sister if she doesn't do everything that he tells her to do. And it's kind of a slow build at first. It's not anything, like mind blowing. I will say the twist involving who who the person was and who was behind all of this, it was actually pretty surprising. It's not anything, out of the it's not like a Get Out or, all these other great films with, mind blowing twists. I still had a decent time with it. It was just, it was okay. I mean, will I go back and rewatch it? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on my mood. But I did give it 3 stars. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I'm in the middle of the road with it. I thought it was just a decent time. Next, I watched the Amateur, and I think this is on Hulu. I didn't even know Rachel Brosnahan was in this film at all, and it stars Rachel Brosnahan, Lauren Fishburne, and Rami Malek. And from the trailers, of this film, the trailers are the most interesting thing about the movie. If you saw the trailer for The Amateur, you basically saw the movie, which is exactly why I hate watching a lot of trailers nowadays, because usually they either give away the entire movie, or usually the trailers are way better than the movie. And this was one of those cases. The Amateur, Rami Malek, he was just very, as he plays a CIA a CIA agent that goes undercover to find the people who killed his wife. And as the, as the title of the movie says, he has no experience when it comes to being on the field and, taking people's lives. He's never even held a gun before. And the only thing I like about this movie is the interrogation scenes. That's pretty much it. The pacing is probably the worst part, because I'm just sitting here like, when is this going to get interesting? And it was driving me crazy. I really couldn't wait till this movie to be over, to be honest, because I wasn't really rocking with it. And Rami Malek, he was just very awkward and stiff in his performance the whole time. And not getting a single, not having it be revealed that Rachel Brosnahan, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, Rachel Brosnahan wasn't even, like, she's barely in the film. She's only in it for maybe like 10 minutes. And I thought it was going to be revealed that she was held hostage somewhere and they reunite and it's all good. But no, that's not the case at all. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think one of the reasons why she's barely in the film, or hardly in the film, is because maybe she was shooting Superman at the same time as this movie. Or, I mean, if this was the plan the whole time, I still was not entertained. And I give it 2 stars on letterboxd. Not a fan. I'm sorry. Next, I watched Borderline. And Borderline, I believe I saw this on, God, what is it? Peacock? Peacock, I believe. And Borderline is a house invasion film, and it's starring Samara Weaving and Ray Nicholson. And the the premise of the film is, after escaping from a mental hospital, a violent sociopath named Paul begins a dangerous rampage targeting Sophia, a world famous pop star. Obsessed with her, he takes Sophia hostage in her own home, acting under the delusional under the delusional belief that they are getting married. Paul is desperate to prove his devotion, leading to a tense and unpredictable situation. Now, this would have been a very great concept for a movie to discuss not only mental health when it comes to maybe like multiple personality disorder, or even, stand culture, and stand culture being going the the un how do I explain this? The how celebrities are oftentimes put in very uncomfortable, awkward situations when coming face to face with obsessive fans. I think it would have been a great way to discuss stan culture and just being fans of, actors or pop stars. But they went the opposite route of this. Like, not only is this movie not scary at all, but like ironically, the movie is hilarious, and not in a good way. Like, it's actually cringe at times. And there's I just wanted this to end. Like, they went the comedy route when it came to talking about stan culture and mental illness. And it just was just very, very lame. And I just wish this could have been a lot better. I will say Samara Weaving's facial expressions are absolutely hysterical. That's probably one of the only things that kept me, you know, kept me from watching this movie. Is I mean, her facial acting is pretty damn funny to say the least. I mean, the film is shot well, but the meta commentary on stand culture, I mean, and mental illness, it completely falls apart. And I gave this 1.5 stars on Letterboxd. It's probably one of the worst films that have come out this year. But 2025 hasn't been all that great anyway, so that's not really saying a whole lot. So next, I watched Death of a Unicorn, and I don't really have that much to say about this one. And I mean, A24 has made a lot of great films, but I'm sorry, but this is not one of them. I love Jenna Ortega; she's phenomenal, but I don't know what's going on. I mean, the past couple of years, I mean, you had this film, you got the Miller's Girl film, you got Beetlejuice, which was decent, but why is she always playing either a young college student or like a bratty college student or a bratty high schooler? I mean, she's not going to be in that age bracket forever. So can we give her like more mature roles that don't sexualize her like in Miller's Girl? And I'm tired of the whole when it comes to Death of a Unicorn, if you I'm tired of the whole the rich eat off the middle lower class movies. If you've seen The Menu or if you've seen Saltburn or The Talented Mr. Ripley, if you've seen those movies, you basically have seen this, but add a unicorn in it. And that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to say about this. I didn't this film didn't really move me at all. Pretty much every character in this movie was an asshole. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but there was no redeemable quality about any of the characters except maybe Jenna's character. Eh, But that's pretty much it. I gave it 1.5 stars, and I will not be watching this again. And next, I watched one of the most popular movies that have come out in the past month and racked up a ton of money in the box office, and that is Weapons. And I saw this twice. This is phenomenal. And for the people saying that it's better than Sinners, no, it is not. Now, don't get me wrong, Weapons is phenomenal. I love the cinematography. Of the I love how each character gets their own chapter for us to better understand their point of view. And a lot of the characters are very selfish as well. They have their own personal motives other than the kids and protecting the kids. And Julia Gardner, first of all, I love Julia Gardner. I am on Julia Gardner bandwagon. I am officially a fan after Fantastic Four, and I'm going back to watch a lot of her other projects. But Julia Gardner, I love her. I want to work with her one day. She's magnificent. But I love the cinematography. The score is haunting. The One of my favorite things about this film is the the God, not just the characters, but the jump scares are done really well too, and they're they're done in a way that tricks the audience into thinking that a jump scare is coming, but it prolongs it it prolongs it long enough just to get one in, and it really gets you. It's done really well. The dream sequence with Josh Brolin's character probably one of my favorite things, one of my favorite scenes in the film. I can't wait for this to come out on physical media. This was magnificent, but no, it is not better than Sinners. And after the success of Weapons and Sinners, Warner Brothers supposedly wants to do more original projects, and I don't blame them. I mean, if if Sinners and Weapons don't get Oscar nominations, I'm gonna be very disappointed. But Weapons, I gave it 4.5 stars. The only thing that kept this from being 5 stars is I was kind of a little disappointed about the ending, not so much the not so much what happened to, the the person that was doing all of this. I don't want to spoil it for people who still have not seen Weapons yet, but for the person that was doing all these terrible things to all these children, I wish I would have gotten, more of a detailed reason as to why they were doing this to all these kids. And I kind of wish that we would have gotten more of a payoff for the adults in the film. I know the film's about, the children, but I really wish that we would have gotten of a narrative discussion towards the end of the film about the characters and the what happened after the children returned to their parents. We only learn about what happened to the children, but not so much the adults, like Julia Gardner's character or Josh Brolin's character. I just wish we would have gotten more of that. Those are my only complaints. I still think it's a phenomenal film, but yeah, I wish we would have gotten a better explanation on why why they were kidnapping all the children, and just more of an explanation on the adults after the children got rescued. So yeah. Next, I watched Showgirls, which was released in 1995, and whoo, man, this one was a doozy. Now, Showgirls, while it's regarded as one of the worst films ever made, and I wanted to see the movie for myself just to see if that statement rang true. And yes, it is. I actually gave it 1 star on letterboxd, and this movie Showgirls got like, I think it received like 12 Razzie nominations, which is insane. And while the movie didn't do, great critically, it did make over like $1 million with a physical media release on VHS, only because a lot of dudes saw that as basically a corno movie and was, pleasuring themselves to this movie, which I mean, if you've seen the movie, it makes a whole lot of sense why this movie made a ton of money, what its VHS releases. But the movie is a about a dancer named Nomi Nomi Mullen Malone. Nomi Malone takes a job as an exotic dancer. Her talents are quickly noticed by Crystal, a headlining dancer who senses an opportunity to bolster her own act, but Nomi won't play second fiddle and soon begins her venomous path to the top, ruthlessly backstabbing anyone who gets in her way. There are a lot of things wrong with this film. One of them being, well, not only is there too much nudity, I mean, there's so much that you kind of become numb to it. You don't feel anything. And my biggest problem with nudity in a lot of projects, whether it's film or TV shows, is that when you do it too much, like for example, Euphoria, not only does it take away the meaning of it, not only does it not mean anything, but I feel like it just turns it frustrates your audience, and doing it too much, it just becomes, like I said, it's a numbing feeling. And there's a way to do nudity without it being excessive or exploitative, but in this film, they it's not beautiful. It's it's not beautiful at all. It's just kind of annoying seeing, chest and ass out every 2 minutes. And there's a sex scene in this film with Nomi, and it's absolutely hilarious because it's supposed to come off sexy, but she looks like she's being exorcised by a demon. Like, I mean, if you think of that scene in The Exorcist, I mean, it looks like that, and it's absolutely hysterical. And none of the characters in this movie are likable, like at all, except the girl that Nomi was staying with, and I can't remember her name at all, but there's a SA scene in this movie, and it just felt very unnecessary. It felt like they just did it for shock value. I didn't even need to look at the credits for this film to know that this movie was made by a creepy white dude. So yeah, I mean, this movie is essentially a white dude's wet dream. And yeah, I gave it 1 star on letterboxd. I will never go back and rewatch this piece of garbage. And like I said, there's too many subplots in this film, and I don't even know what the film's about, to be honest. Like, I don't know if it's a romantic drama about two dancers that fall in love with each other, or about a dancer that wants to pursue her dream but gets caught up in a gets caught up in a life of greed, money, sex, and drugs. I mean, there's just way too many things going on at once. And like I said, there's no redeemable qualities about any of these characters except the the Nomi's friend that she's staying with until she gets a job. I can't even remember the black girl's name. Let me know, leave it in the comments. Yeah, this movie was hot garbage. And yeah, if you guys want to see how terrible it is, check it out. It's on HBO Max. It's pretty garbage. Next, I watched Clueless, which my first time seeing Clueless, and the I do love the costume design for Clueless. I mean, this is probably most one of the Halloween costumes I see almost every year. You don't even have to watch the movie to know that whenever you see whenever Halloween is coming around, that someone is gonna dress excuse me, that a girl and her girlfriends are gonna dress up like the characters from Clueless, which, I mean, the fashion was dope as hell. I give it 3.5 stars only because the stepbrother thing with Alicia Silverstone's character and Paul Rudd was really creepy. The movie was great up until they did that, which, I mean, get that out of here. I thought it was gonna go a different route where he fell in love with Alicia Silverstone's best friend, and she was gonna feel jealous and left out because of that. And yeah, I enjoyed the movie up until they did that, and it's really weird and very unusual. And I wish I love this movie, but I don't love it. I just like it only because the incest stuff. So yes, that's my thoughts. I give it 3.5 stars. Next, I watched Blood Simple, and I can't even remember where I watched this, but this was released in 1984, and when a bar owner finds out that his wife is having an affair, he hires a guy to, unalive his wife and the guy that she's cheating on him with. And this is a great film about, you know, about if you just love something with, drama and suspense and, relationships, really going to like this. An excellent tale of lust, wrath, and greed. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this, and they have it on Criterion, so I'm gonna get it next time I go to Barnes and Noble if I can find it. But I gave this 4 stars. Great film. I watched Final Destination Bloodlines and streaming on HBO Max, and I gave this 3.5 stars. The kills were great, shot very well. Rest in peace to Tony Todd, by the way. I mean, he's a legend. The kills are brutal. I love the opening scene. I was pinching my nose during the nose ring scene. That was just very gruesome. I mean, there were times I felt like there was there was some overacting Caitlyn, from the main lead, Caitlyn. But overall, I think this is probably one of the best Final Destination movies. And like I said, I gave it 3.5 stars. But let me know what you guys thought of it. Next, I watched Ponyo. They re-released this in theaters, and I have the physical media. I have the physical copy, but I wanted to go to the theaters to see it myself because I love Studio Ghibli, and I give it 4 stars. Not my favorite, but I did enjoy it. The only thing that prevents it from being higher is that stupid Ponyo song. Ponyo, 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 he's a little fish. He's a little fish. I hate it. It's annoying. It's so repetitive. Stop the pain. So, yeah, Ponyo, 4 stars. Next, I watched Night Always Comes, and you can find this on Netflix. It has Vanessa Kirby in it, and when she finds out she's going to lose her childhood home, and she doesn't have the money for it. This takes place in 24 hours, by the way. She goes out on a on a I don't want to say adventure, but she goes out with her brother for the night to try to collect the funds to keep their house. And this was it. I mean, after watching this, I'm just gonna read what what I put on letterboxd, and I wrote, after watching this, the tagline should be money is the root of all evil, or better yet, desperate times call for desperate measures. Vanessa Kirby's desperation to do anything to save her home and protect her brother is what holds this movie together. This film was just, decent. I don't think I'm gonna go back and rewatch this. Vanessa Kirby did produce it herself, so I applaud her for not only, bring this. I believe this was adapted from a book. Not only bringing this to life, but also starring in it as well. She did a great job, and I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was decent. And the last thing I watched, K-pop Demon Hunters. Yes, 2 months late, but I mean, my my mind got ahead of me. Everything else got ahead of me. But K-pop Demon Hunters, I'm going to rewatch this again. This is so damn good. This Sony messed up by not having a theoretical release for this film, because when they saw the success of the film from Netflix, they released it in theaters, and it racked up like 2 million or something like that in a week. Even that includes the sing along edition that they released in theaters, which I really wish. I, I'm still mad I didn't get to go see the film in theaters with an audience. But I've been listening to the soundtrack nonstop. I love the animation. It Sony would have put money behind this film in terms of the promotion, then we could have gotten a theoretical release instead of a streaming service release. And I want a physical copy of this film release. And I also want a vinyl of the soundtrack. The soundtrack slaps. This needs the be nominated for at least three, 3, 4, 5 Oscars. Best Picture, Best Director, Best Animated Movie, Best Original Song for free, and also, God, I'm blanking on the other one. But there needs to be 2 songs from this film that needs to receive Best Original Song. And Soda Pop, I can't get that song out of my head. It slaps. I give it 5 stars. I love the animation, the soundtrack, the voice cast. Watching pretty much every single YouTuber freak out over this film is magnificent. So that's everything I watched for 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 the month of August. Let me know what you guys think. Until then, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to stay updated with more movie, TV show, and comic book news and reviews. And I'll see you guys in my next video.